Do you have a little known hack or a little tip that maybe first time founders wouldn't really think about too much?
My tip, and this is what I tell everybody, because I just look at like, what did I wish I had done, when I first started? And my tip to everybody is think deeply about what business you actually want to start. And I'm not saying I hate my business because I love my business, but I'm not convinced that if I had thought about that question, I would be in the business I'm in today. Because once you get started, even though you can pivot, you can change, like I would say, but once you have any customers, like I think it's way more common to have some success than it just flops, you get no customers. I think when you have some success, the business you're in, the vertical you're in, and thinking more deeply about what's the life I actually want to have with this business is really important. We've basically found it impossible to like change the nature of our business, like change our customer or change what they like. Even customers that we've had for 5 years, when we add new products, they're like, this is our newest product. It has been impossible to change their initial first impression of us. Like they're still like, no, you're the same company you were 5 years ago. And we're like, no, we're not. What are you talking about? 80% of the product is different, but they're still in their head like, this is the company you are. It's like, it's really, really hard to change people's minds. And I just think most people, and myself included, are like, well, where can I grow a business? Where's their customer need? Like so many people focus on like the problem and can I solve that problem? And can the business be made on top of that problem? And if those three things equal an opportunity, I'm in. I should build this business. But that doesn't mean the business is going to be really unenjoyable for you. And I think stamina is like, I've just learned this, like stamina is, I would argue, like the most important thing, like really going long when it starts to work, like actually, mentally getting in the state of, if I do this for 20 years, here's what the outcome could be, or at least 10 years. I think it's not enough people think about that question of like, what is like work in reverse, I would say. Okay, what is what I actually want out of this business in terms of a lifestyle perspective or like outcomes, and then build a business that backs into that specifically.
I like that. I think what's the quote? Most people overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. Um, and I think that there's a lot of wisdom in. Correct me if I'm saying. Am I understanding correctly? So if you were to ask yourself, hey, I'm going to start a business, would you be happy working in this space for the next 10 or 20 years? Is that a business that you really want to get involved in rather than, I think this is a great idea, I'll do it for a year and then we'll see what happens?
It's the space, it's the who the customer is,
Mm.
it's the type of product you're building, it's the industry, it's the type of customer you have, it's the common distribution methods or the distribution methods that you're going to use to get to those things. We just spent 20 minutes talking about our distribution channel. I very literally mean like we have to grow this business, so we have to go to the channel that works the best. I'm not saying that's the channel I want to do or I enjoy the most or I want to be, doing those things, but like we're just in line with like the channel chose us. It's like, this is the way we're going to grow this business. It's so clear that it's the case. Um, so I look at it more like you're on a 10-year journey. You can squint and see the very end of the 10 years and it's a path. But what you don't realize is if you go 1 degree to the right, after 10 years, you end up in totally different places. So even just one slight shift at the very beginning of the business, the end outcome after 10 years of like where you're at, what type of business it is, who the customer it is, so on and so forth, basically just diverges over time. And I think it's hard to correct middle of the business back to that original path once you're 3 years in, 4 years in, at certain revenue milestones, you have team, you have payroll to just like go back and, oh wait, no, I like that path over there better. I'd rather be on a path where I get inbound leads to my website and they all sign up on the website. Like our business will never be a business that half our customers go to the website and sign up and pay us. It's just not the customer type. Like they don't buy MailChimp that way, and MailChimp, I mean, our customer segment is a subset of the MailChimp customers and they don't buy MailChimp that way. So it's just like, it's a byproduct of our business nature, less of like, well, it's just not gonna be part of our business or not gonna be a meaningful part of our business, I would say.
I was talking to someone recently about the idea of founder channel fit, which is something you've touched on before. So you've got to, it's not just about having, the right product for the right market. People want to buy what you want to sell, or are willing and able to buy what you're selling. It's about, there are these ways that our customers like to discover and buy products. And I, as a founder, need to be able to deliver on one or more of those channels. Otherwise, I don't have founder channel fit. And I could have
Yep.
best product market fit in the world, but I personally, as a founder, can't get it to market. I can't get it in front of these customers. So when you're talking about you being, the best public speaker out of 10, okay, that's found a channel fit. When you're talking about these resellers and the fact that you can work with them, sign them up, get them excited and motivated, and because that's a relationship management thing too, and not everyone's built that way. But you found channels that work for your audience, but you found channels that work for you personally. And when you get those two things working together, it sounds like everything started to click into place. I want to change tack and just ask you a couple of other quick questions. Is there any advice that you would give to a first-time founder more generally? Like, is there something that you've learnt as a founder now that you would probably not have thought about when you just started the business?
I will never build another business after this business if I don't have 100 customers that will buy the product the day the product launches, the day the business starts. So to me, all I care about, like, I don't even care about the product anymore. I do, obviously, like, I am a product guy, believe it or not, but from a business starting perspective, when you're at zero, I don't care what the product is. All I care about is distribution. Where is the distribution happening, and where is their distribution leverage? So to me, I wouldn't start a business without an audience first, or a distribution channel that I uniquely know, like, I can get 100 signups before I even write a single line of code, where it's like, okay, and that distribution channel could, in theory, scale, I would say. So I think, like, the order that I went in is like, I have an idea, I'm going to build a product, I'm going to find people to buy that product, versus find the people that would buy that product, build a community or an audience around it, offer them, hey, if I were to build this product, go put $10 on, sign up right now for $10 or $50 or pre-sell that product. I'll deliver it in 3 months from now. Then have 100 customers to launch that product to, then expand from there. So I would literally go the opposite direction of the way I went, which is like, build the community first. We could have built the business we have now. And at the beginning, I would have said, there's no way I could have done this. We have to build the code first. Like, we have to build the product first. Like, no one's going to do this. We could have literally ran MailChimp for our customers and gotten 500 customers running MailChimp through a service agency through them without building a single line of code, and then switch them over to what we have now after we had done that, or like built a blog about how to use MailChimp, or, like, we could have done so many other things to build an audience first, or like, we could have just not done any of the hard stuff first, built the distribution channel, built the audience, and then built the product and the business around that.
Hey, it's Ryan here. If you like that video, please click the like and subscribe button somewhere down there and check out the full interview right over here. Go on, click it. You know you want to.